Hey you guys, welcome back to the channel. Merry Christmas, all that good stuff. Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Hanukkah. Those of you who celebrate the holidays, have a good holiday. And I'm back and I'm here and we're going to talk about the DCEU, but we're also going to be talking about Superman and Wonder Woman and the Trinity in general and how they've been abused. So if you guys don't know, which of course you guys know because I've been talking about it, Henry Cavill has been fired as Superman after being brought back thanks to The Rock with Black Adam. And this comes down to a fundamental problem with Warner Brothers and DC in general and how they've been abusing the Trinity for the past 10 years. It makes absolutely no logical sense how much we didn't get of the Trinity over the past 10 years like we should have gotten. The fact we should have gotten more, it's what, 2022, right? We should have gotten at least 3 movies with Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in them before 2020. In the conversation, there is no ifs, ands, and buts about it. We should have had several movies starring the Trinity members, and that's a real issue. That is an issue, but it goes down to a fundamental problem of how WB DC don't really understand the Trinity and really don't understand Superman and Wonder Woman. But it also goes down to a fundamental is the fact that these 3 characters are the pillar of the entire comic book industry. Without those 3, you can't have anything else. And if anybody said that you can, no, that's a lie. Without Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman, the comic book industry will not exist as it is today. You need those, and the fact that you have A-listers that are playing those characters and you wasted 10 years of their time makes absolutely no logical sense. And then you think you're going to do a reboot and try to bring them back, try to bring people in to watch them. Why would we? Why would I put 10 more years into that after you wasted 10 years of my life with a good Trinity, but you panicked as soon as you as soon as anything popped off that you didn't like? How do we know that you're not going to do the same thing with this new version of the Trinity? You get what I'm saying? You're not proving that you need to. Because let's even look towards the comic books, and the reason why I'm saying that too is because Superman, Wonder Woman, and Batman are the pillars of the DC universe, except for the only thing that's holding up DC comic books at the moment is Batman. Superman and Wonder Woman are so god-awful, they're out of the top 200. Top 200. Superman and Wonder Woman. Batman is still there, but Superman and Wonder Woman, when miscellaneous characters from Marvel are outselling Superman and Wonder Woman, you have lost the plot badly. And let's get into that too. And let's talk about Wonder Woman first, because she's already been more abused than any of the Trinity members anyway, because of the fact that you had let's even start off with the whole back in the past where we had the DC cartoons or whatever and stuff like that. They did Batman and Superman, and then we jumped to other characters. The fact that Wonder Woman never got a show, but Static Shock did. Batman Beyond got one. You know what I'm saying? And those shows are great, but the pillar of the DC comic book universe, Wonder Woman should have had a solo show before Justice League Unlimited. That's just the truth. I don't care what executives thought that you couldn't do a female action show, because yes, you could. You had shows like Xena the Warrior Princess on there, Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and you had a successful Wonder Woman show back in the day. So I don't want to hear about you couldn't have done it. Yes, you could have. You should have, because you should have grounded that foundation of that character. Then you finally get her live action wise. First movie was good that she was in. She made an excellent appearance in Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. And then we get to Wonder Woman 1984, which was garbage on wheels, which derailed Wonder Woman 3. But it also goes down to this thing that also in her comic books, they've been retconning, rebooting her origins. They don't know what they want to do. Every couple of years, she's getting soft rebooted all the time. where either 1 minute she's not what we think it is, things that she knew was fake or whatever, and then we're getting these writers because they want a female touch, which I'm not saying that you can't have a female touch to write the character, but the problem is when it comes to the female touch of this character is that, no offense, females seem to don't understand Wonder Woman. You say that you need a woman to write this character, but ever since women took over the reins of Wonder Woman, she's been a hot mess. She's been a hot mess. Her comic book sucked. 1984 had full range with Patty Jenkins on it, and it still was garbage. Her books, and then they tried to expand the Wonder Woman line this year for comic books. Suck so much ass. Then you have her in a cartoon show where she's the leader, kind of, sort of the girls, and she's goofy, she's not taken serious, and she's boy crazy over Steve Trevor. That's not Wonder Woman. You get what I'm saying? You guys are not using Wonder Woman as her full potential. Then you had even let's go back to the comic books. Dark Knight's Metal, which was a sequel to Dark Knight's Death Metal, right? That was supposed to be Wonder Woman's event. Scott Snyder said that she was the main character. Okay, tell me this. Wonder Woman was the main character. Why the fuck the shit wasn't set up in Wonder Woman? People were like, well, it was set up in Justice League. Yes, but that's an ensemble cast. If Scott Snyder and them said that she's the main character, she's the focal point of this story, why was it not set up in her Wonder Woman story? Then they say that she's going to be a big deal going forward for DC, and they dropped that as soon as they finished the storyline. It's like, what the hell are y'all doing? It's like y'all can't get her right for the love of money. And it's not that hard to get her right. She's a feminist, sexy, Amazoness princess. Do that. I mean, hell, look at Xena the Warrior Princess if you need to. Even though I don't want her to be Xena the Warrior Princess, look at what Xena the Warrior Princess and Buffy the Vampire Slayer, Dark Angel, Tomb Raider, Resident Evil. Look at what those movies did. Underworld. Look at what they did with those female characters. Use that as a graphic, because Wonder Woman is the woman that created all of these other women. They shouldn't be more successful than she is. It shouldn't be hard to do her movie. But again, when you got women in here who it's kind of funny you guys say that men don't know how to write Wonder Woman or whatever, but when she was written by men, she was critically acclaimed. But now that she's written by women, we're getting dumb shit like Wonder Woman 1984. We're getting dumb shit like the recent Wonder Woman run where it's so poor it dropped out of the top 200s. It's not selling. She's not selling. And you have Gal Gadot, wonderful actress, wonderful lady, beautiful, gorgeous, and you give her bullshit. This needs to stop. Wonder Woman should have had several appearances in the DCEU, regardless of what the situation was. We should have already had a third Wonder Woman movie out. And right now, we should have been anticipating Wonder Woman's 9th, 8th appearance in the DCEU, which means that we had several Justice League movies or team-up movies where she was in. She should have been everywhere. And she's not. And let's go back with the Superman Henry Cavill thing too. You fire someone who actually looks like Superman because, I don't know, you guys don't want a strong white male who's very traditional, I guess so, even though that's what Superman stands for. You know what I'm saying? We should have, as soon as Man of Steel happened, we should have got Man of Steel 2. Point blank, period. There's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. It doesn't matter whether you like Snyder or not. There should have been a Man of Steel 2 right after. And the fact that we didn't get it, that is a damn shame. The fact that we didn't get it is a damn shame. Then Let's even go back then. He was in faceless cameos all the time throughout the DCEU. But people been begging for Henry Cavill back. You finally give him back, and then you kick him to the boot. Again, the abuse of Superman makes absolutely no logical sense. Then let's we haven't had a Superman show since Superman the animated series, right? He actually hasn't really been in anything except for Supergirl and then Superman and Lois, and Supergirl came first before Superman and Lois, and Superman and Lois is a spinoff of Supergirl. Make it make sense. How the hell is Superman and Lois a spinoff of Supergirl? What? Then we had 10 years of his entire origins with Smallville. Took 10 years before this man got up here. We had a failed sequel to Superman 4, which was Superman Returns with Brandon Routh in it. You know what I'm saying? Then you finally reboot. You give us Henry Cavill, but then DC decided, hey, let's reboot the continuity and let's base it off of what Christopher Nolan did with The Dark Knight, because we really want Christopher Nolan to run the DC characters or whatever. So let's make them darker. Let's make them realistic. Let's make them complex, which I admit, I do appreciate you being complex with the character, because a lot of people don't know much about Superman. And it's always funny how, when I hear people talk about, oh, Man of Steel wasn't a Superman movie, and it's just like, what do you mean? Because most of you people don't even read the comic books. Most of you don't even watch Superman's show. Most of you guys do not know Superman. You only know what Christopher Reeves gave you. And that's fine and all. That's fine. But let's be honest, Superman has changed over time too as well. So to sit up there and say what Zack Snyder did wasn't Superman, yeah, actually it was Superman. You just didn't like the fact that it wasn't the automatic Superman that you remember. That's the problem. That's what happens when you don't have Superman out in the culture zeitgeist. People aren't familiar with the complexities of the character that changed over time. People have to understand that the Christopher Reeve Superman movie, that was in the 70s. We're talking about post 9/11 world of the United States, where the United States have become cynical. The reason why people refer to Christopher Reeve is because DC fucked up with Superman as well. It goes back to you don't put him out enough like you should, like he used to be. He's a massive pop culture character, but the problem is a lot of people do not read his books. There are some shows, but it's not broadened to the mainstream audience like that compared to a movie. And like I said, Superman Returns, it was so unforgivable. A lot of people don't even recognize it because it is a sequel to the Christopher Reeve Superman stuff. It is. Whether you like it or not, it's the truth. But the fact that we never got more Superman stuff after Man of Steel is ridiculous. And I'm talking about not him in Superman, Batman vs. Dawn of Justice, and I'm not talking about Justice League at all. The fact that there is no solo Superman projects in the past 10 years after Man of Steel is a damn crime of shame. Then let's get with his books. You rebooted him, you made him angsty, you made him a little bit darker. He really wasn't likable at all. Then you said, you know what? Let's bring back the pre-New 52 Superman, and then let's get rid of this New 52 Superman, and give fans what they want when you did DC Rebirth, and fans loved it. Fans loved that Superman. That's the Superman that everybody wanted. People was like, finally Superman got a rebirth. Superman finally got a chance, and this is comic book fans, people who haven't read Superman in a long time. And then what happens? You get all of that excitement. You fix Superman, you make him the symbol of hope, you make him a Man of Steel, you made him a father because him and Lois have a son, and then you let Brian Michael Bendis fuck up all the good things in there, and then he got rid of the family. He separated them all from each other. Then he made Superman reveal his secret identity. His son comes back as a 17-year-old boy. The stories just got lamer, sucks. It became hopeless instead of hopeful, it became hopeless. Then you had all of this dialogue in it, because Brian Michael Bendis was just talk, yap in the dialogue, which was such a turnoff from the book. Even if they had Ivan Reyes, Action Comics was drawn by John Romita Jr., which was garbage ass artwork. I'm sorry. I don't know what been happening lately with John Romita Jr., but his artwork is just not all that great. Maybe some nostalgia or something like that. Maybe his early work was good, but his recent work, no, it is ugly, which turned people off from Superman. Then you get Superman, and then you say, hey, you know what? We're gonna ship him off planet. We're gonna ship him off planet to World for almost 2 years, it seems like it. And we're also going to have his son be the new Superman, but then his son is also going to be coming out the closet as bisexual, which caused a lot of media frenzy right there. Now you want to try to bring the character back in line because John Kent as Superman failed on so many levels. Then The Rock finally got Henry Cavill Superman, which everybody was getting excited. Everybody was like, yeah, now we get Man of Steel 2. We can't wait to see the new DCEU. We trust you, James Gunn. And then James Gunn said, fuck that. And now people are like, no, screw you, James Gunn, screw you, WB, screw you, David Zaslav. This shit is ridiculous. And let's not even get started with the Batman stuff right here. Batman in the DCEU has been nothing but a lot of cameos as well. He had one team up. He had a team ensemble movie and a team up movie. So you had Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Then you had him in the Justice League. Then you had him in Suicide Squad as well, right? And his final appearance is supposed to be this Flash movie that makes absolutely no logical sense. But whatever. The fact that you had Ben Affleck, a talented actor and an A-lister and a good, phenomenal director as well. The fact that we never got a solo Batman movie from him is another crime. And then you take his plot, retool it with Matt Reeves, and then create the Batman with Robert Pattinson that nobody asked you to create. And that movie still struggled. It made close to the same amount of money as Man of Steel and Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice. Make it make sense. But people would say that the Batman is successful, but Man of Steel, Batman vs Superman: Dawn of Justice is not. No, that doesn't even make the damn sense God gave. If they're making almost the same amount of money with almost damn near same budgets, yeah, no, to me that doesn't make the damn sense God gave. But then you have all of these Batman shows without Batman, killing Batman off. Batman's dead, Batman's missing, Batwoman. What? The suit would be perfect when it fits a woman. No, bitch, no, kill yourself. Gotham Knight. Batman's adoptive son is on the run because they think that he killed Bruce Wayne, Batman. And it's not even one of his sons. It's a character that the CW made up. Then you have Gotham. Let's do a prequel of Batman before Bruce Wayne becomes Batman, and all of his villains becomes villains before he becomes Batman. Okay, sure. Arrow, knock off Batman at this point, except for with arrows. You know. Then you had what? You had Beware the Batman, which wasn't even all that great of a show. And just like his appearances in Teen Titans Go was complete joke as well. So, and then you had him in some awful movies. Batman Killing Joke, with that sex scene with Robert Gordon was just too much. Batman and Harley Quinn, aggravating ass movie too. It's just one after another, and then you're using Batman to try to sell new characters in the comic books because that's all you can do. Everybody is connected to Batman for some goddamn reason. Everybody knows Batman. Let's create villains, but let's create villains and new characters But let's also put it in there. Then you have to deal with the fact that now you got some of his side characters coming out the fucking closet that nobody asked for as well, which that also creates a frenzy, which also creates the fact that everybody goes back to that crazy doctor who said that Batman and Robin is promoting homoerotic and homosexuality, and DC was like, no, Batman and Robin are not gay, and then you make Robin gay, and it doesn't matter which Robin. It's just the fact that Robin is gay, and y'all thought that shit was cool. It makes absolutely no logical sense. The abuse that the Trinity has been going through is terrible, and it needs to goddamn stop, DC and Warner Brothers. Because I'm just going to tell you right now, James Gunn, if you can't get Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman together for your new DC universe, don't bother. You need to have Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman ready to go. Nobody cares about your Peacemaker. No one cares about your Suicide Squad. If you can't get those three characters correct, if you can't give us more than what we had in the previous universe of movies, then there is no point. I'm just gonna be honest with you. This disrespect to the Trinity members need to stop, DC. Warner Brothers. We should have more Batman, Superman, and Wonder Woman. More so than Captain America, Thor, and Iron Man. Captain America got 2 books. 2 books from Marvel. Iron Man has his, I think he has 1 title right now, and several spin-off books that's featuring him. And Thor has 1. But they also have the merchandise of themselves that are out there populating everything. And Thor just recently had a terrible ass movie. Regardless if it was good or not, he was, you know what I'm saying. Iron Man had 3 movies. Captain America had 2.5 movies. They also have Avengers, Age of Ultron, Avengers Infinity War, and Avengers Endgame, right? So that's several appearances from their Trinity. While Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman barely got that. And that makes absolutely no damn sense. Get it together, WB. Get it together. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below. And I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.